my Traxxas Slash 4x4. We got Boca bearings here. They're orange seal ceramic bearings, like top of the line. Just going to go ahead and swap them out. We're going to start with the back half and then work our way forward. Alright, so basic tools we use today. It's just my basic tool kit. Has a 1.5, 2mm, and 2.5mm hex bits. And then you're going to need a 7mm socket for the wheel nuts, and then an 8mm deep well wrench for the spur shaft, for the slipper shaft, to take that nut off. Needle nose pliers, and that's pretty much it for tools is needing to replace anything on this truck. First we're going to take off the rear tires. We got that done. We're going to go ahead and take the drive shafts out. Yeah, that's where it gets hard to see. Got that one.
Who's this? Hey, you are caller number 9.
Are you kidding me? I never wanted anything. This is awesome.
So much for hanging out and listening to us. Another shot coming up tomorrow
That's
morning.
gonna slide off there. That's gonna slide off there. This hex. Flathead screwdriver.
Verizon Wireless and Xfinity are teaming up to give you TV, internet, home phone, and wireless. Wait, we have the same news. Yeah. Now you can get the Xfinity entertainment
This
you
pin's
love on
gonna
your
slide
favorite
out.
Verizon Wireless 4G LTE smartphones and tablets with the Viewdini and Xfinity TV apps. Could this news get any bigger? Yes, it can.
And that's
Sign
gonna
up now
pop
for
out just like
Xfinity Triple Play and Verizon Wireless, and you can get up to a $300 prepaid card by mail. The best just keeps
and that
on getting
bearing fell out of the back, so.
Just call 1-888-710-4117.
Alright, so there's the first one. This drive shaft's gonna come out. That was perfect, because then we can see the bearing. Alright. Alright, I'll get that washer when it comes out. So you have this one comes out of this side again. And then you just push this one out the back. Making sure you keep all the washers. Alright, so now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and take the back bumper apart. And I'll show you that that's pretty simple.
Medical directors Dr. Stanley Sherman and John Sortino. Tell them that Katie from Wild 95.5 told you all about it.
GMC certified service, this is Dennis.
Yeah, this is Rob. I need you to look over my GMC terrain.
You sound like a 50,000 mile man, Rob.
51, actually.
51,163, am I right?
Impressive.
That's what we do, Rob. And the answer to your question is yes.
Pardon?
Yes, we'll check your system.
Technicians will make the grade. For a limited time, retail
Then we have the one screw back in here. That's going to come out.
After $25.
100 people that are diagnosed, only 6 will survive. This is why Mattress Firm got involved in sponsoring innovative clinical trials to help improve these odds. Will you join Mattress Firm in the fight against pancreatic cancer? Dream it's possible to find a cure. Visit mattressfirm.com today.
America elects its president.
I'm Kevin Normal on the next Inside Edition.
Our country chooses a path for the future.
Yes, when you see when I get these two out and you see how, I mean, most cars getting to the diff is like, you know, not the easiest. The Slash, I mean, they did this thing perfect where, and I'm assuming it was just by good design, because if you smoke a diff while you're racing, I mean, it really doesn't take anything to, you know, pop this. So, I mean, the cover just falls right off, and there's your diff. That's just that easy. So let me put, that comes out just like that. Beautiful. So now we're going to take the rear bulkhead assembly off. Alright, just got to be careful because that gear in there is going to come with the whole assembly. So we just got to watch that we don't lose that anywhere. Oh, the gear stayed in there. So what we do is we're going to pull that gear out, and there's a bearing that sits in behind there. So take a screwdriver, and if you can't get it from the front, you can just go to the back, push the bearing and everything, slides right out, just like that. And you've got the gear and the bearing all in one. So we'll separate the gear and the bearing. Let's see if we can push it. There it goes. Beautiful. And this will go together like that. And then we'll slide this right back in there. Push it in, make sure it slides in nice and secure. It's in there nice and firm. That's all done. Yes, while we've got this out, I'm sorry, we skipped a step. While we've got this out, we'll go ahead and change the bearing on the slipper shaft and in the spur gear itself. So how we do that is we'll take, what size is this? Too big. That'll slide off, and then we'll take an 8mm socket, and this will come off. That spring's gonna come on. That bearing. And this pushes up just like that. Comes in 2 pieces. Alright, and then we can, this shaft will come out. Try and keep that pin in there. And then this bearing will just pop right out. We don't have to take the slipper pads off. Actually, here, we'll just grab it from the front. And just weasel this right out. And that comes off just like that. I do believe that's an 11.5. So we'll go to the 11.5. Alright, we'll take that, drop it right in like that, and this will go back in just like that. Alright, so the next step is take this bearing here, slide that piece on just like that. And that's going to go up against the shaft like that. And we take our spring, goes on just like that. And then we have the nut. Just go on there. Alright. And you want to tighten this down pretty snug. Don't be afraid to tighten it too much. Perfect. Probably back it off just a little bit. Alright. So then we have that. There's a flat spot on the shaft. And you make sure the screw lines up with the flat spot. Push all the way down. Just like that. Perfect. So then this is going to slide back in there. I'm going to make sure that this piece here catches the drive shaft on the inside. Right. So this is the drive shaft that's in the middle of the truck. It goes from the back half to the front half. And how it works is you have this piece here and it slides in there and locks. So what we'll do is slide this back in here. And make sure it locks onto the front half. I'll take this just like this. That's good. And when you get it all together, make sure the drive shaft spins in the middle. You can see the Traxxas logo on the drive shaft. That way you know everything's caught. The front wheels are spinning, which means everything's attached again. So, and then we'll put the back half back on the truck.
And just announced shows with Saturday Night Live's Rob Schneider, our friend, on New Year's Eve. Call 833-1812 or visit Palm Beach.
The only bad thing is you got to make sure this piece here catches in this tab. So just give it a little push and it slides right in like that. And the bearing and the gear just fell out. The only bad thing is they never go the first time. So what we'll do is we'll drop this back in on that shaft there.
You know what's coming. The holidays. Remember last year how you spent hours coordinating the kids' holiday outfits?
When everything's back together, we make sure the shaft and the top of the gear is perfectly flush. That means everything's in there just good. We'll go ahead and change the bearings on the diff. And we'll put the diff back in there and close this thing back up.
So today I left my driveway without using my turn signal. And at work I faxed a report with no cover letter. Spicy.
And you have to notice these are two different bearing sizes. And you have to get the right size on the right side of the diff. So, alright, so we'll take this bearing, goes on this side of the diff. And then this one goes on there just like that. Snaps on nice and snug. And then the diff slides back into the truck. Just like that. Then we'll grab the diff cover, wherever it disappeared to.
Is it that off no one? Well, I think one is a special order. It sounds like.
Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and do wheel bearings back in the bearing carriers. And they'll be just pretty quick. Got the 11.5s will go in the front. And they snap in just that easy. And then we've got the bigger size that goes in the back. Oh no, that's not it. And then we have the bearing goes in the back right there. And the same with the other side. Just take the bearing and push in. It'll snap into place nice and snug, and you're all done. Now we just put the drive shafts back in, and the rear end is all done. Alright, now that that's done, slide the rear bumper back on, and we should be all set for the whole rear end. Alright, put the wheels back on and we're ready to go.